Hello there, I'm Big Alias. What's the worst way I could start this video? Let me tell you what the worst way I could start this video is, and that's by throwing out my objectivity, my credibility as an objective reviewer, and say that I wanted to like this game. I wanted this game to be good. I wanted to come away from this game saying this is a fantastic experience. I had an excellent time, and I guess it just had middling reviews because people expect far too much out of games now, and this style of game is sort of out of fashion now. And the reason for that is because I love 7th gen gaming. It's nostalgic for me. It was my teen years. And it is, to me, 7th gen gaming is gaming. And I absolutely adore it. Anything that embodies that spirit of the 7th gen is something that I'm going to absolutely fall in love with. And the checklist here was tremendous. I mean, this is a single player action first-person shooter, like with medieval stuff and a slight twist on the shooting, and there's like you can cast spells, and it's semi-linear, semi-open world, but you can play it completely linearly if you want to, and it's story based, and there's great progression, and you level up, and when you level up you get stronger, and you can get more powers, and you get more health. It was such a slam dunk for me, an absolute slam dunk for me, but unfortunately, yeah, it feels as though they fumbled far too much here, and sometimes it feels as though it's maybe a little bit too close to a 7th gen game, unlike a game like, I don't know, Evil West, where it took a lot of inspiration from that generation, but brought it forward, and in doing so created a tremendous package. I say that far too much on this channel. It almost feels as though there was a concerted effort to like bring forward a lot of what the 7th gen was about, but then sort of like go and look how bad that is. It almost feels as though it's a game that doesn't quite like itself very much, and it's such a shame. It's a real shame, because I did enjoy my time. I enjoyed a lot of my time, but I just can't say that this game is great because of how much of it is fumbled. I mean, straight off the bat, look at it. Look at this game. It's not exactly a looker. It looks very 7th gen in terms of art style and location and stuff. Very muddy, very earthy, like medieval fantasy type of thing. The type of thing that would be very generic in the 7th gen. And there was a billion of these. I will say the lighting is pretty good, but in terms of like fidelity and quality, there's not much here. It honestly doesn't feel that much better than the 7th gen game. It feels almost like an up-res of a 7th gen game here. And it's not like there's a lot to process, not like there's a ton of things going on. It also doesn't run tremendously well, and there was an update halfway through my playthrough that pretty much broke the game, and made it so that every time I tried to load the game, it just crashes. I had to download it again, which was awesome. Love having to do that. So thanks for that update. That's absolutely fantastic, honestly. But the most egregious thing about this game visually is that, well, there are two things that, honestly, they're probably the worst two parts of the game, which is, firstly, it runs at 30 FPS. There is no reason for that. No reason in the world that this game should be running at 30 FPS. It does not need to. And secondly, and most importantly, there's no FOV slider here for an action FPS in 2024. I mean, even Redfall had an FOV slider, and that ran at 30 FPS and had almost nothing going on too. But I mean, you need one now. It's just the way things are. Like about halfway into the game, I remember I played a bit of Call of Duty. And, I played that on a far higher FPS, and obviously at 60 FPS. Going from that to Tales of Aveum, Immortals of Aveum. Did I call it Tales of Aveum earlier as well? Going from that to Immortals of Aveum was jarring, genuinely like difficult, and it took me some time to get back into the swing of things in terms of gameplay. And when you switch weapons, or I guess the hand thing at the bottom, there's so much frame lag every single time that it takes you out of the experience. There's no smoothness. It's almost as though like it's missing frames in the animation when you switch from thing to thing. Why create this like ambitious animation from like blue to green to red if you're not going to take the time to actually create the frames or make it smooth in any way? It looks absolutely atrocious, and that's a real shame, because The biggest strength of this game is its gameplay. At times, when this is firing on all cylinders and everything's going great, it's fantastic. The combat is really excellent. Juggling all the enemies is a lot of fun. Casting the spells as well, like chaining things. Chaining, like using the... Okay, so you essentially get like 3 weapons. You know, you get like your assault rifle, like a pistol type thing, and a shotgun, but it's like through a magic spell arm thing, and chaining the shotgun, and then going to, you know, the assault rifle. There are various powers you can use. You can use like this grappling hook or this amulet that, like, I don't know, it shoots at people a little bit, like fires his beam, or you have like these slow down bubble things, and using everything together, using like all of your powers, chaining the weapons and the spells and this like thing where you click in the left and the right stick that is in every game now, using all of that in conjunction can be so great, so much fun, and I have a really good time with it. However, despite the fact that this is the game's biggest strength, they still fumbled that in one just small slight area, which is these enemies that have this like bubble shield. Now you have enemies with regular shields, yes, but you have like these enemies with this shield that surrounds them, and typically in a game, if you have a shielded enemy, there is a way to take that guy out. Either there's a shield in front of them and you can go around the back, a la Jackals and Halo, and even some of the shielded enemies in this game, you can go around the back and take them out that way. Or maybe, like, I don't know, there's a weapon that absolutely shreds the shields. This is how shields work in games. From what I can tell, there is no way to destroy these aside from just battering it with ammunition, which is no fun. And actually way harder than it sounds. It makes combat just kind of annoying, honestly, at times. Those enemies really piss me off, more than any other. No enemy annoyed me. There are bullet spongy enemies, but these were the only ones that really annoyed me. Plus, on top of that, I mean, the story is absolutely awful. Like, dialogue's really bad. It's very Marvel. It's a very, very Marvel story, which... Again, I'm fine with, and I like, but when it comes to being objective and trying to review the game, this Marvel-esque story is not good. Like, it's just not a good story. It's an enjoyable story. It's a story that I enjoyed, in the same way that I'll watch every new Marvel film when it comes onto Disney Plus, just to watch a bunch of effects and people making just the worst jokes I've ever had in my entire life. And that's a lot of what we have going on here. It's fun, but it's stupid, and it's not exactly amazing. So it's tough, you know, it's difficult because I want to be able to recommend this game, and I want to say it's amazing, and I do like the progression, by the way. I love the fact that you can just find these things it's a lot like Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order, where like you can find these things to increase your health and give you more stims and what have you, which is really great. And I love the combination of the spells. I love the fact that a game like this has been made as well, you know. I really did want this game to be fantastic, and every now and then I'm like, okay, can I say that it's great? Like, I had a good time then. I had a good time. Can I please say that I love it? But then I can't do it. I can't say that this game is amazing. It's a game that I had a good time with, I think, overall, but I cannot say it's an amazing game. So this is the score. Which I think is a fair score. I know a lot of people may be annoyed that it's not higher. Maybe many people are annoyed that it's not lower. But I think it's a fair score. And I will see everyone later.
The PlayStation is only $149, and you can also get leading titles.